Okay, one of the things I love about adjustment layers, you can take any image. This image is probably over 20 years old, and it has a nice little color cast to this. And one of the things I do for touching up is I want to make sure that the images, before I adjust any brightness and contrast values, I take care of the color cast first. And the best way to do this is working with levels. There's other ways of doing it, but as I know in theory, when I'm looking for color cast, I can find it real quickly by looking for grays, any gray shade in the image, because when we look at that, we know color theory is that grays are made up of three equal values of red, green, and blue. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the color sampler tool. I'm going to come up here and click in the gray area of the sky. I'm going to stay away from the snow because the snow is more white, so we want more of a gray area. Now what's going to come up here is in that pointer where I clicked, it's telling me I have values of red of 233 and blue is 201. These should be all the same values if it's going to be a nice gray area. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the adjustment layer, which is non-destructive, and we use levels. And by looking at the histogram here, the histogram is not that bad contrast wise. What I'm looking for is I want to look for the histogram go from the left edge to the right edge. I might adjust a little bit over here on the left hand side, but overall it looks pretty good. Now what I want to do is I want to take this middle eyedropper, this gray sets the gray point. And what I do, I can, if I have to, I can collapse this, but since I can see it, I'm going to click right here in the middle of that point of the image. That's going to set the gray point and it's going to adjust your colors accordingly. Now, if I go back to my info panel, you can see that the three values are simply even, 219, a little bit off on the 220 blue. But again, let's take a look at this before and after. Now, you can always go back in and make other adjustments. So if you think it's too blue, and maybe what you do here instead is you take your info panel. Let me move this out of the way real quick. And I take the middle eyedropper and maybe I come over here and click a little bit. So I like that a little bit more because I think that was a little bit more of a blue area. So you don't have to, the good thing about the adjustment layer is you're not stuck with that one adjustment. Since it's on that layer, it's not affecting the image, it's affecting the layer itself. And that's the beauty of that.